I did not expect that the box will be big like this. Wow, this is actually a very big box for a CPU air cooler. But this is actually AK620 Digital Pro from DeepCool. This is not a sponsored video, by the way. I actually purchased this straight from China, I think, right? I purchased this from Lazada, but I had to wait for, I think, 2 weeks, before I got this, or approximately a week and a half. But this is the AK620 Digital Pro. And as you can see, pretty amazing, right? It's just an upgraded version of their existing digital that, if you notice, right there, I'm actually using on my PC. Although I'm using an AK500 model, I also unboxed and tested that. I will link that down below in the description if you're interested in checking that out. But I'm currently using the AK500 and digital, right? Not the Pro version 1 year ago. But yeah, as you can see, it has a display on the middle, but it's just toggling between usage, right? And percentage of usage and percentage of temperature, right? Or utilization, right? Percentage of utilization, and then the actual temperature for the CPU. And that's basically it. And also it kind of like just swaps or like changes, right? From one to another. And sometimes it's kind of scary if you're take a look at it and you will see like it's 100%. You will think that it's temperature is 100%, but it's actually utilization. So you have to take a closer look to realize it's just utilization. I think it will be addressed here because now it will show that differently. So there's already like utilization here, power, voltage, things like that, and then temperature. Sadly, though, it's still no GPU for whatever reason. I don't know why they're not putting GPU there, but I think this will be perfect if they will have GPU temp as well. So DeepCool, if you're listening to this video, please, on your Pro Plus or second iteration of this, please make sure to include GPU temp, right? And I'm pretty sure if you include GPU temp, this will be even better and a lot of people will buy this, right? Not that a lot of people can buy this because as far as I know, DeepCool is not allowed to sell in a lot of countries such as US. So let me go ahead and unbox this right now. This is the AK620 Digital Pro from DeepCool, right? Performance CPU cooler with a multi-line display. So pretty much the same as the previous iteration or the previous version, I think a year ago, right? AK620 Digital. So this time they added a Pro because they altered a little bit of content in front. As you can see, there's already a temperature there. There's kind of like power, right? And voltage and some sort, and then the logo, and again RGB. Model number again is AK620 Digital Pro. Socket compatibility, basically everything, right? AMD AM5, AM4, and all of the LGA from Intel. This is the size, by the way, right? It's quite important. This is 129 by 138 by 163 millimeter. And take note of that 163 millimeter is kind of like the limit of most case, right? At least the small compact case, like again the NZXT H6 Flow like mine. And it's going to be interesting to actually see if this will fit. I saw in some Reddit that it fits, but it's like perfect, right? You will probably have a little bit, almost a couple of hairline, right, allowance, but at least it fits. Okay, heatsink dimension 127, 110, 154. So of course, because of the actual fan and the heat pipes and all. Net weight is about 1.5 kilogram. Heat pipes again 6 pieces, 6 millimeter in diameter, or the thickness of it. Fan dimension is just the 120, right? Fan 25 millimeters. Maximum of 1,700 RPM, which is pretty good. Although I believe it's not RGB, right? So I'm gonna replace it right away with something else that I'm using from Pantech. We'll also see that later on. Fan airflow is pretty good, 60 CPM, or CFM rather, 2.29, and fan noise, negative 25 dB, and a lot of stuff, right? So you go ahead and just check it out if you're interested, but all of those information is basically on the fan. Let's go and check this out. It of course is protected by a lot of styrofoam there, and then of course the accessory here. So let's go ahead and check or remove the accessory first. We'll get back to that later on, and then check the actual cooler here, which is still big. So let me just set the box aside. and set this here. We'll come back to that real quick in a second. I think you actually don't need anything else. You know, when you purchase this, you'll be able to install it right away, right? You don't need to purchase anything at all. For example, you will have this really good DeepCool thermal paste right away, and it's kind of big, right? I don't know if this is 6 gram or something, but this is quite huge, and that means you can actually reuse it a couple of times in your CPU just in case you mess it up. So that's good. You don't really need to purchase another one. You have this extension for a fan just in case that your connection will need that. And more importantly, you also have this screwdriver that you're going to use. It's kind of like an Allen here, so you can just insert that in the middle and screw them. And of course, it's a regular Phillips head. Now you do have the paperwork here if you're interested in checking that out. Information support's pretty thick, and it's going to give you the detailed information how to install such cooler. But of course, this video purpose is to show you that, so I'm going to show you that as well. But yeah, all of the accessories is on the middle, or a little plastic bag here. All right, you do have your usual stuff like for your AMD, right? I think this is for Intel rather. So as you can see, it's for Intel. So if you're using Intel LJ socket, you're covered. And of course, you do have your usual AMD and AMD AM4 and AM5 connection right there at brackets. Let's inspect this. Oh my God, this is actually I didn't realize that this is huge, bro. For my PC, I don't even know if this will fit. It's just huge. It's particularly on a width. The fan is inside, as you notice, and interestingly, I can see something there, right? I think they added some cardboard there for the fan to be protected. We'll remove that in a bit. But yeah, this is quite big. So of course you do have your fans here. Again, this is the 120 millimeter fans that we have, right? 25 millimeter thickness. And of course you do have the usual headers for the PWM or the power. And then again, it's not RGB, right? Now you do have a long USB cable here, and you notice it's actually 2 cable. One will go to the RGB header for your motherboard, right? You can sync that, as you probably noticed. And then another one is just the usual USB that you're gonna put in your header as well to power this up, right? This is the LCD, or again, the display that will display all of the digital information. Now in the middle, you do have the usual 120 millimeter fan, same as this. So of course, one PWM or a cable again for the power, and of course, again, your usual heatsink here. Now, interestingly, this cooler rocks that same checkerboard pattern from DeepCool. I think this is just their trademark, right? It's not really like a performance or anything, but that is their trademark. And by the looks of it, it's just kind of like, it's all black, really cool. It looks like the AK500, but it's of course 2 towers, right? The AK501 is just one big block box, or what do you call that, like a thick tower. But this one has 2, and it has 6 heat pipes, as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, with 6 millimeter heat pipes there. So let's go ahead and check that out really quick. So that's awesome. So as you can see, the base is a nickel plated base, copper base. Very, very good contact points, right? It's not rough, it's not dented, it's just a silky smooth machine cut copper base plate with the nickel plated in. And also difference on this AK digital or AK620 digital pro, this is actually a little bit different than the original digital, because sorry about that, they changed the contacts. If you notice, the heat pipes are super close with the plate, so they improved that a little bit better, if you notice. Unlike the old one that they're just on the middle, this one is already carrying all of that, and the heat pipes are having a better contact on the middle. But we'll go ahead and install that and see for ourselves for actual testing, and see if that will perform better. So let me go ahead and open up my computer. I'm going to show you how to install it, and we'll do some testing afterwards.